Hi Ava, Mrs. Olson here. So I'm going to start with one of the first set of Cornell notes, 2.2.2, the scientific revolution, as kind of a starting point to help you understand how to do Cornell notes better. You actually did these Cornell notes back in February, so it is a little while ago, but it's one of the first, so I just thought I would start here. So back in February, I actually wrote some feedback within the document itself to try to help you understand more of what you are supposed to include when you go through the reading section. So that's this part here on the side. So I want to go to the Cornell Notes instructions. And so you are doing this, typing it or handwriting it. You've done a good job filling in the topic, writing the essential questions, so I'm not going to go over that with you because it seems like you know how to do that. So I am going to skip to step 3. And it says, as you read, you will record information in the large box to the right. So what we're talking about here is where you have been recording information. So this chunky part right here. Okay. And I said, try not to write complete sentences. That's because you want to learn how to write notes, so in note format. You want to record important details, try to use abbreviations, and then develop shorthand. All right, so that's just helping you to figure out what exactly to write and how to write it. And so I am going to now go to this section in Apex. So starting with, I left it on the last page that I was at. So on the very first page, the section didn't have much information to record. So when we go to the second page, this is where I would start recording information. So going back to the one that I started, I defined the scientific revolution and the scientific method just by hovering over the term and then using what the textbook definition was. So for scientific revolution and scientific method, and then you can see that I kind of shortened the scientific method. And that's because I already know about it from other classes. So I kind of use the nitty gritty of the definition here, but it still has the most important parts, okay? And then I'm just gonna fast forward, oh, I guess kind of. So this is the third page, and the text is just giving you an analogy to help you understand the scientific method. So I wouldn't say there's a lot to record there. Going to the fourth page, in my recording application, I can't get to this part. So I would probably, if it were my notes, I would be recording information from the timeline. But making this video, for some reason, I can't get to here. So I'm just going to go to the fifth page with you. And on this page, the big idea to record information about really is about Nicholas Copernicus. So in this section of the notes, I said that he published this book, right, on the revolution of heavenly spheres, and then a little blurb about what it's about. So he said the sun was the center of the solar system, right? So here's his book. They explained that he dared to put the sun, not the earth, at the center of the solar system. So I just shortened this piece of information. The second part is the big idea that Copernicus was, he really went against the grain, so to speak. So the Bible, the Roman Catholic Church, which was very powerful, the Greek and Roman philosophers that they had always looked to as far as understanding their version of science, all of these different groups were not saying what Copernicus was. So I, again, did not write with complete sentences, and I said shocking claim because the Bible, Catholic Church, philosophers said the earth was the center. So that is that part there. So hopefully with these couple of pages, you are seeing that for each page, unless it's like an analogy page, an introduction, or a review page, you want to include important details, people's names, events from each page of the section. Okay, so let's go to the instruction part. So you have gone through the entire reading, you've completed step 3, and now you are at step 4, which says to clarify. When you are done reading the assigned section and taking notes, you will fill in main ideas, key points, dates, and people in the left column. So let's say that this entire page is finished. We now go over to this side, and I may pull out the term scientific revolution, okay? Because that is a big term to understand for this section. Here, I may write a question. And it might be something like, I wonder how they, as in these new scientists, I wonder how they developed the scientific method. And I am going to abbreviate it, okay? Now for this note, I'm actually going to take a cue from Apex, sorry, and use the bottom of this page that they have here where it says Copernicus challenges everything, because I think that sums up pretty darn well this whole big piece right here. So Copernicus challenges everything, and I guess I'm writing each word in all caps so that it's kind of making a big statement for me. Okay, so this is supposed to give you an idea of how to go through the sections page by page, right? This part. And then after you have read all of the pages, then you go back in and you fill in this left column. So let's say that the entire section is done, and we're going to go to this last step, step 5, summarize at the bottom of the template. And you've been doing a pretty good job with this. I would just say that you need to include all of the big ideas. So here's the summary. If you need to extend this, you can always make it longer if you want to. But it says you can use more than one piece of paper, write a summary of the information read or learned. So definitely use the big ideas, the terms that you have included. I noticed that you were putting some of those main ideas here, which is fine. And some of those details that help to explain the big ideas that you learned in this section, okay? So I didn't know if you knew that I had written you detailed info within the documents, especially at the beginning, but maybe you can use this video and then some of this detailed feedback to help you understand how to do Cornell notes a little bit better. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.